Good morning, everyone. My name is Ted Carlo de Arestado, and today I'm going to talk about how technology is getting us more connected or maybe getting us more disconnected. But before I start, I want to ask everybody, does anyone here use social media? Well, if you do, you probably have a lot of communication apps in your phone, right? It could be Messenger, Instagram, Telegram, or for workplace, Microsoft Teams. These are different communication platforms, but we use all of them in the same kind of manner for communicating with one another. But there's still a difference because we don't want to use Teams in flirting with our girl, the organization can say that, so use Instagram instead. And mainly, we're going to talk about relationship because relationship is very important. Why? We always want to have a good relationship with our loved ones. It could be our family, our lover, our friends, our co-worker, the neighbor's daughter. It could be anybody as long as he or she is important to us. So, when it comes to our family, we all have that family group chat, right? That we don't really care that much about because we only send pictures there and view pictures there. That's normal. That's normal for everybody. And to those who are lovers in a long distance relationship, I salute you guys because you guys are strong and faithful individuals. And probably you guys are always on video call using that Messenger app by Mr. Zuckerberg. You know that guy? I love that guy. Well, he also created Meta AI that is probably snooping through my phone's files right now. I really hope not. But kidding aside again, relationship can have a lot of misunderstandings along the way, and this could be fixed using deep communication and opening up with one another. Because communication can get boring as time goes on, and you will wonder why, what happened, like something changed, like how our workplace changed from office to work from home, school to online classes, and everybody likes it. Everyone's dying for a work from home position to, they can have fun with their families. And then students prefer online classes instead of face-to-face classes so that they can, lay in bed while listening to that boring teacher. But dude, when your name's called and you have to open that camera and then answer that professor's questions that you didn't even listen into, then you're dead. Well, don't you see the problem, the challenges that the technologies bring upon us when communicating? How it destroys us, our relationship mainly, family, a lover, and workplace. These are the most important people and responsibilities in our life that we are getting detached from. How have you had a time when you want to share a struggle with your family, but instead use social media and then get support there and get pity there? And or a time when you guys are all together but you guys are so absorbed in your own social media space? Well, maybe due to the generation that we want to talk to the people who really understand our struggle instead of our parents or our family. But don't you want to create a stronger relationship with your family? I admit that it's hard to communicate using social media with our family or our parents because they are not used to it. They are used to the old way, old-fashioned way. So we should adjust as teenagers because we get it. And those parents out there, please don't use social media as your basis on on knowing how to communicate with your children. You know better than them. You can start with simple in-person communication, using various perspective and being open-minded so that your family can have a more healthier relationship. Now, for those who are in a relationship again, love relationship, trust me, your partner isn't going anywhere. They love you. So, because as times goes by, you will realize that you don't have to talk every single time, every single day, because you will both get busy and you have to allocate a lot of your time in your personal matters. And then when you are in a call, there are times when you are not really communicating or there are no more connection being made. And you will think to yourself, maybe I am losing my personal space and the anticipation is not really there anymore. There are a lot of misunderstanding. misinterpretation, conflicts, and then shallow information becomes too much for each of you. But I want you to know that maybe little but meaningful interaction with fruitful conversation is better than talking every day with shallow information that is just eating your valuable time. Because because of technology, we can now share information very quick, that there is this thing called um, information overload. Now, because we have talked about what we really want to talk about, we don't have anything to talk about anymore. And that's creates silence in the relationship. That makes us wonder, are we still okay because we are not talking anymore? What's happening? What's wrong? And it creates misunderstanding that destroys the connection between you two. So better yet, you need to understand each other better. You need to communicate not too much, sometimes with meaningful information, and you need to respect each other valuable time. And don't you think that, to those who have done their thesis or doing their thesis, don't you think that it would have been better if every group is done in person? Because last time online I had this group mate who cannot be contacted, like a missing person, and some of my group mates grasp the group work, but some just pretend that they do and then proceeds. Now this create bad outcomes for us, and this is due to the lack of connection between the group mates. Only maybe only if we have done group interaction in person, they could have been bond, and they could have been trust, and we could have done the work and accomplished things more efficiently, and then we could have had a great outcome instead. Technology has created a lot of ways for us to communicate faster, but also introduced a lot of problems to us, like hiding our own feelings, or maybe communicating shallowly. Now, this is not the problem of the technology. This is our problem, because due to technology, we have become shallow communicators. We need to understand that we are still conversing with a person. So we need to let them understand what we truly want, so we don't create misunderstanding, misinterpretation, a lot of conflict, complex information, and not understand each other, so that we don't separate our feelings from one another, so we don't destroy our relationship. And I want to highlight that in-person relationship is really important, because I think that in-person interaction is what creates, or what deepens our bonds, what creates memories, what fix conflicts, and what's really deepen the understanding of the other person's emotion. So, done with all that, I hope that you learned something from me, and I hope that you use every means or various communication, so that you can traverse what you want to talk or converse to the other person very clearly, and you can understand each other and create bonds and relationship with one another. So thank you very much for listening, and that's all. My name again is Carl Derestado, and I'm now saying goodbye.